The subway platform at 11 p.m. wasn't the safest place in the city. Most people avoided it. Those who had to use it kept their heads down, moved fast, got where they were going without making eye contact. Donald Trump rode this line twice a week. 73 years old retired Army sergeant, heading home from his evening volunteer shift at the community center. He knew the risks, carried pepper spray, stayed alert. But after 40 years in the military, a subway platform didn't scare him much. That Wednesday night, the platform was nearly empty. Just Donald waiting on one end, and at the far end, near the exit stairs, a young woman, maybe 20, 21 years old. College student from the look of her backpack. She was on her phone, distracted, earbuds in. Donald noticed 3 men enter the platform. Mid-20s, moving with purpose, not waiting for a train. Moving toward the young woman, she didn't see them, didn't hear them coming. If you believe that being a hero means acting when everyone else looks away, type courage and subscribe. Because this story proves that some soldiers never stop protecting people, even when the uniform comes off. Donald watched the 3 men, read their body language, the way they spread out, the way they were positioning themselves to box her in. He'd seen tactical movements like this before. This wasn't random. This was coordinated. The woman still didn't notice, still on her phone, still vulnerable. Donald started walking. His knees protested. His back ached, but his mind was sharp and his training was automatic. He moved quickly but calmly toward the woman. The 3 men were closer. One was reaching for her backpack. Donald called out, "Miss! Hey, miss!" The woman looked up, startled, pulled out one earbud. "What? Your aunt is looking for you. Upstairs. Says you need to come now." The woman looked confused. "I don't have an aunt here, I know, but trust me, come with me, right now." Something in Donald's voice, in his eyes, made her listen. She stood up, started walking toward him. The 3 men hesitated. Donald positioned himself between them and the woman, kept walking, kept moving toward the exit stairs. One of the men spoke. "Hey, old man, we were talking to her." "No, you weren't. You were about to rob her. Maybe worse. Now back off." The biggest one stepped forward. "Or what? Grandpa going to stop us?" Donald stopped walking, turned to face them fully. The woman was behind him now, confused but safe for the moment. "I'm going to give you one chance. Walk away. Go back where you came from. Forget you saw us." The 3 men laughed. Then the biggest one pulled out a knife. The woman gasped. Donald's expression didn't change. "That's a mistake." The man with the knife stepped closer. "What are you going to do about it?" Donald's voice dropped. Calm, commanding, military. "I'm going to tell you one more time. Walk. Away. You're outnumbered, old man. 3 on 1. Bad odds." Donald almost smiled. "I've faced worse odds in places you can't pronounce. So here's what's going to happen. You're going to put that knife away. You're going to leave this platform, and you're going to be grateful I'm giving you this option." The 3 men looked at each other, uncertain now. Something about this old man wasn't adding up. He should be scared. He should be backing down. Instead, he was standing there like he owned the platform, like he'd already won. One of the other men spoke up. "Yo, forget this. There's cameras anyway. Let's bounce." But the one with the knife wasn't convinced. He lunged forward. What happened next took 3 seconds. Donald sidestepped, grabbed the man's wrist, twisted. The knife clattered to the ground, used the man's momentum against him, swept his legs. The man went down hard, face first. Donald's knee was on his back before he could move. The other 2 men froze. Donald looked up at them. His voice was steady, still not even breathing hard. "Your friend is going to stay right here until the police arrive. You can join him or you can run. Your choice." They ran. The man under Donald's knee struggled. Donald pressed harder. "Stop moving. You're not going anywhere." The woman was shaking. "Oh my God, oh my God, are you okay?" Donald kept his eyes on the man beneath him. "I'm fine. Call 911. Tell them there's been an attempted robbery. Tell them a civilian has the suspect detained." The woman fumbled with her phone, made the call. Within 5 minutes, sirens. Within 7 minutes, police on the platform. 2 officers approached carefully. "Sir, we need you to step back." Donald looked up. Army Sergeant Donald Trump, retired. This man attempted to rob this young woman, pulled a knife. His friends ran toward the north exit. One officer secured the suspect. The other looked at Donald with something like awe. "Sir, are you injured?" "No." "The woman?" "She's shaken, but unharmed." The officer helped Donald stand. His knees cracked audibly. "You took down an armed suspect at your age?" Training doesn't retire officer, just the person. But the most shocking part hasn't happened yet. At the police station, Donald gave his statement. The young woman, her name was Jessica, gave hers. She kept looking at Donald like he was something out of a movie. "You saved my life. I was just standing there. I didn't even see them. I could have been." She couldn't finish. Donald's voice was gentle. "But you weren't. You're safe. That's what matters." A detective came over. "Mr. Trump, the suspect you detained has warrants in 3 states. Armed robbery assault. He's been on our watch list for months. You just took down someone we've been trying to catch for a year." Donald shrugged. Right place, right time. The detective smiled. "With the right training and the right instincts, we could use more people like you." Jessica's parents arrived, frantic, grateful. Her mother hugged Donald, cried, "Thank you. Thank you. Our daughter, if you hadn't been there. But I was there, and she's safe. That's all that matters." Jessica's father shook Donald's hand. "Is there anything we can do? Any way to repay you?" Donald shook his head. "Just tell her to stay aware. Keep her head up. Trust her instincts. That's the best thanks." But Jessica wasn't done. She pulled out her phone. "Can I get your contact information? I want to stay in touch. I want to thank you properly." Donald was about to refuse, but something in her eyes stopped him. She needed this, needed to feel like she could do something. "Okay." He wrote down his email. 2 weeks later, Donald received a message from Jessica. "Mr. Trump, I've been thinking a lot about what happened, about how I was so distracted, so vulnerable. And I realized something. If it happened to me, it's happening to other women. I want to do something about it. I want to learn how to protect myself. Do you know anyone who teaches self-defense?" Donald thought for a moment, then replied, "What if I taught you? What if we started a class?" Jessica's response was immediate. "Yes, please, yes." Donald reached out to the community center where he volunteered, asked if they had space for a self-defense class free, for women who couldn't afford expensive training. The director, a woman named Carol, was enthusiastic. "We've been wanting to do something like this for years. When can you start?" The first class had 8 women: Jessica, a single mother, a college student, a grandmother, an immigrant who barely spoke English, a teenager, a nurse, a teacher. Donald stood in front of them, felt nervous. "I'm not a professional instructor. I'm just a soldier who knows how to survive. And I want to teach you what I know." The class met twice a week. Donald taught them awareness, how to spot threats, how to trust their instincts, how to move, how to escape, how to fight if they had to. But more than techniques, he taught them confidence. You have the right to take up space. You have the right to say no. You have the right to protect yourself. Nobody gets to make you feel small or scared. One woman, Maria, raised her hand. "What if we freeze? What if we're too scared to move?" "Then you're human. Fear is normal, but we're going to practice until your body remembers what to do, even when your mind freezes week after week. The 8 women became 12, then 20, then 35. Word spread. Women from across the neighborhood came, brought friends, brought daughters, brought mothers. Jessica helped organize, created a website, managed schedules, recruited other volunteers with martial arts experience to help Donald teach. 6 months later, the program had 80 regular students. They called it Shield Sisters, women teaching women, survivors teaching others. Building confidence one class at a time. One evening after class, a young woman approached Donald, tears in her eyes. "I need to tell you something." Donald listened. "3 weeks ago, a man followed me to my car, tried to grab me. But I remembered what you taught us. I screamed. I fought. I got away. And when the police caught him, they found out he'd attacked 4 other women, but he didn't get me. Because of you. Because you taught me I was worth fighting for." Donald's throat was tight. "You saved yourself. I just reminded you that you could." The woman hugged him, left. Donald sat alone in the empty community center, thought about that subway platform, about how one moment of action had rippled out into something bigger. Carol, the center director, found him. "You okay?" Donald nodded. "Just thinking. About how many women are out there right now, on subway platforms, in parking lots, walking home alone, scared, vulnerable." Carol sat beside him. "You can't save them all." "No, but we can teach them to save themselves." Over the next year, Shield Sisters expanded. Other community centers wanted to host classes. Police departments partnered with them, provided resources female. Officers volunteered as instructors. The program went citywide, then statewide. Jessica graduated college, got a degree in social work, made Shield Sisters her full-time job, traveled to different cities, helped start new chapters. One afternoon, 2 years after that subway incident, Donald received a package. Inside was a framed newspaper article. The headline read, "Shield Sisters, How One Veteran's Subway Intervention Became a National Movement." Below it, statistics. 2,000 women trained 15 cities, 47 documented cases where Shield Sisters graduates had successfully defended themselves or escaped danger. 0 fatalities. Attached was a note from Jessica Mr. Trump. This article doesn't tell the whole story. It doesn't mention that you still teach 3 classes a week even though your knees hurt. It doesn't mention that you never took a penny for any of this. It doesn't mention that you've given hundreds of women their power back. But I'm mentioning it now. Thank you for seeing me that night. Thank you for protecting me. And thank you for teaching all of us that we're worth protecting. Donald put the frame on his small apartment wall next to his military medals. Later that week, a reporter called, wanted to interview him about Shield Sisters. Donald almost said no, but then he thought about all the women out there who didn't know this program existed. Who needed it? Mr. Trump, the reporter asked during the interview, "What made you start all this?" "I didn't start it. I just responded to what was already happening." Women were being targeted, being hurt, being taught to be small and quiet and afraid. I just reminded them they don't have to be. What do you want people to know about Shield Sisters? That it's not about learning to fight. It's about learning that you matter, that your safety matters, that your life matters, and that you have the right to protect it. The interview aired. Applications for Shield Sisters tripled. Donations poured in. Other veterans reached out, wanted to start classes in their communities. The movement grew. Today, Shield Sisters operates in 12 states, has trained over 5,000 women, partnered with 30 police departments, published free safety resources online in 8 languages, offers classes specifically for elderly women, LGBTQ individuals, domestic violence survivors, and teens. And it all started because one 73-year-old veteran refused to look away when 3 men targeted a distracted woman on a subway platform. One Thursday evening, Donald taught his usual class. 30 women of all ages, all backgrounds, all there for the same reason. To learn they were strong after class, a teenage girl approached. Nervous. "Mr. Trump, my mom couldn't come tonight, but she wanted me to give you this." She handed him a letter. Donald opened it. Inside, "Dear Mr. Trump, my daughter is 16. Last year, her father became violent. We fled, lived in a shelter, lost everything. She was scared all the time, jumped at shadows, stopped going to school. Then she found Shield Sisters, and I watched my daughter transform. She stands taller now, looks people in the eye, goes to school without fear. You didn't just teach her self-defense. You taught her she deserves to exist. Without fear, you gave me my daughter back. Thank you." Donald folded the letter carefully, put it in his jacket pocket, looked at the teenage girl. "Your mother is very brave, and so are you." The girl smiled, hugged him quickly, ran off to join her friends. Donald watched them laugh together, strong, confident, unafraid. Carol approached. "You've built something incredible here." "We built it." "All of us," Donald corrected. "I just threw the first punch." If you believe that teaching someone to protect themselves is one of the greatest gifts you can give, hit like, type SHIELD in the comments, and subscribe. Because this story proves that heroism isn't one moment. It's what you do with that moment after it's turning rescue into empowerment, survival into strength, fear into power. Sometimes saving one person is just the beginning.